Go.
Okay.
Now it says we're live.
I see it at the top.
You know, I was gonna be bitching at StreamYard, but you know, I was gonna be.
Yeah, we got echo.
That's me. I was gonna be bitching at good Lord Almighty. Okay.
Okay.
We're on StreamYard. Are we on
We're on
Facebook?
StreamYard. I'm trying to get to because I'm locked into the Weird Wednesday page.
Okay, we are on Facebook.
We are on Facebook. No, let me try this again.
Technical difficulties, but totally my fault.
YouTube?
Yes, we are. I'll have to take the blame for this because you know, I was bitching at StreamYard, but you actually have to hit the go live button for it to be live. So yeah, I'm fully owning this one.
Operator error.
Operator error.
Operator error. The important thing is we made it.
Yeah, that's true. Cool. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're just on the Weird Wednesday page on Facebook and my OCV channel on YouTube. So hopefully that makes we just have one YouTube chat and one Facebook chat. So everybody don't get all confused.
Yeah, so then, okay, wait. If we add it onto my YouTube like we're talking about, that would then split up another chat, right?
It does now. We'll have to try it and see. I don't know.
Yeah. But that'd only be if people were watching it from that channel.
Yep.
And most people already watch it from this one. I just mostly want it there just for paranormal stuff on there, so it's not just PUBG games.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Wow. Rough start.
That was rough.
That was rough.
Yeah. What movie was that? That was Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
That was rough. I think.
Oh, man. So how's everybody doing now that all that chaos is under control? Didn't help that I was an hour and 15 minutes late getting here tonight. Yeah, well, you know, sometimes what they say is shit happens.
And in threes.
Yep. Oh, geez. I don't need a couple more. Yeah, I was telling Jamie, I was right before we came on. I've been dealing with trying to sell stuff on Marketplace. I swear. I think people, they're just plumb stupid. That and the scammers that you got to deal with. I had a scammer accusing me of being a scammer as they were trying to scam me. I was like, I don't want to play this game anymore. How about you just get on the old train to
Fucks off, Bill.
Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for this.
Bitch be gone.
Bitch be gone.
Now when the next ones say, what she want you to do with the $900 bike?
Oh, she wanted to know if she could come over and get the bike and make payments to me for $50 every 2 weeks. So I'm like, so you want me to give you the bike and you're going to give me $50 and then you'll give me $50 every 2 weeks and I'll probably never see your ass again once I give you the bike. No, I don't think so. What do I look like? A bank? A finance company? Hell no.
Rob's rental.
Yep. Though, this is what I needed.
Bitch be gone spray.
Yep, I should have had some bitch be gone. Well, I could have seen into the future, and if I would have talked to the Holy Spirit. Anybody seen this? I'm going to order one to add to my collection.
Oh shit.
Yep. And everybody talks about Ouija boards. Ouija boards are bad. Don't use a Ouija board. Oh, Ouija boards are going to draw in demons. Demon. Well, now instead of the Ouija board, we have this, the Holy Spirit board.
Oh shit.
Directly with Jesus Christ.
Oh shit. This is like the angel compared to the devil box.
Yep. Now it's the Holy Spirit board box. You just deal with, you deal with Jesus. You communicate with Jesus.
I gotta get that as a contrast to the Ouija.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of this? It's a real thing. You can
see that. Goodbye, Jesus.
You can get one on Amazon for $29. I'm going to order one. I do believe. Where's the other
Rob
picture?
Hubbard should be in hell.
Here's the another shot of the old.
I mean, he's a Scientology dude, right? He's a crazy, crazy man.
Ron L. Hubbard.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, the Holy Spirit board. Holy Spirit Games, Christian religious talking board for clients with planchette.
So the key is the planchette.
Yeah, it's just like a Ouija board, but it's the Holy Spirit board. And it's $29.95 with free shipping. Order it today. I could have it by tomorrow. Get the answers you need. The Holy Spirit board can answer all of life's most important questions straight from the man himself. Huge 12 by 18 game board with beautiful artwork featuring crucifixion and the angels of heaven. Beautiful golden magic cross planchette with a metallic mirrored finish. Perfect for churches, prayer groups, or just to get together with friends. Unlike other spirit boards, this one will never contact evil ghosts or demons, so you can ask your questions with assured sense of safety.
Again, that doesn't, no, it's your intent. It doesn't matter what the hell is painted on the picture. It's what kind of person you are, what you're looking for, and what you want to draw out of it. It can look like clowns and balloons and lollipops, but if you're wanting to summon the devil, you're not going to, get good things.
Yeah. I like the picture with, all the dark clothes and everything, dark black table.
I'm looking this up. It's called what again? The Jesus board?
The Holy Spirit board.
Oh, the Holy Spirit board.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to order one just to add to the collection.
Yeah, just add to the collection.
Because I do collect Ouija boards. Look at this. You think I'm kidding? My mouse pad. What is it? It's a Ouija board.
Mm-hmm. And like anything else, people pray, people ask for things. It's just a device like anything else. Doesn't hold a magical power. It's just a tool. And if you don't know how to control your own energy, your own emotions, if you don't know how to close yourself off properly, and if you don't know how to protect yourself, then don't play with things that you don't understand if you're that afraid of it. But if you're somebody that understands your energy, knows how to protect yourself, knows how to close yourself, knows how to utilize your energy, and isn't seeking, bad, it's just like anything else.
Yeah. So,
it's just the fear and the non-understanding of how things work.
Yeah, you could get that defective one where you think you're all doing good and light, and then next thing you know, your head's spinning around, you're shooting out green pea soup, and you're talking about your mother does something in hell, and you start walking like a spider. Maybe.
Yeah, like the used ones. You get one at a thrift store or something. You don't know what kind of energy's already been put into it, what somebody has already, um, let it absorb, what kind of energy is absorbed into it.
Yeah, I had a Ouija board when I was a kid, and man, my mom was pissed when she found that, and she got rid of it. So she thought. Somehow it came back, and then she was doubly pissed when she found it the second time.
That just drives me crazy when people talk about the talking boards and the boxes and stuff, because really it's what they're realizing is, oh, you're paying attention, you're open to communicate. So yeah, it will increase communication because you're acknowledging it and you're wanting to talk to it. Well, the same goes if you just have something going bump in the night and you're like, who's there? Who is that? Go away, leave me alone. You're reciting your prayer, and doing all these things. Again, now you're communicating with it, and it knows that you're communicating with it. Didn't need the
Like
box, didn't need a board, just needed you to acknowledge it.
like Ulrich says, the Jesus board may seem like something that Jesus would say no to. Maybe.
Yeah, I
Well,
wonder what the.
speaking of Holy Ghosts and stuff, um, I think I saw a ghost last night.
Ooh, I bet you did.
I think I did. I think I did. I think I can.
We're
I
at in
think
your hallway.
no. I went to pick Darcy up from work at the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, and I'm sitting out in the parking lot in the car, and there's no freaking you can't there's no reception there, so my phone doesn't work, so I'm just sitting there like la la di da di da. There's a little bit of music playing on the radio, and I looked up, and where she normally walks out, it's from quite a ways away, but I looked up and I was like, oh, here she comes, and I saw a person walking. I could see kind of, it was dark, so I couldn't like see him fully, but I could see him. I could see somebody walking, and there are these big, like, pillars along the hallway. It's outside, but it's covered, and there's these big posts. And she was walking, and she'd go behind the post, come back out, go behind the post, come back out, go behind the post, and didn't come back out. Just gone, just like vanished. So there's nobody going backwards. There's nobody coming forwards. There's nowhere else to go. So I was sitting there thinking, am I going insane? Did I really just see this? Are my eyes playing tricks on me? I was looking for an explanation. Couldn't find one. So I'm either like, well, my eyes are playing tricks on me and I'm going crazy, or I just saw a ghost. And Darcy always said that, well, she's always said the place is creepy. But when I told her that, she was like, I always get a weird feeling when I'm walking through that area, like somebody's watching me. And they do have some crazy stuff that goes on in that building. So who knows? So tonight I was up there, sitting out there forever, and I'm watching. I'm like, I'm going to see it again, but I didn't. But it was interesting.
Heck yeah.
It's like, did I really just see what I thought I saw? See, that's bad. I question myself, I mean, not much less. I see other people's stuff all over the internet, and I'm always, I question myself. I'm like, did I really just see that? Some bullshit going on right here.
It's like it's like your brain, because your logical brain still takes over, even though you know what you know and what you believe, this and that. But your logical brain still has to look at it, and at least mine, like, then works backwards, like, okay, wait, could have been this, and this. I don't first jump to I saw a ghost. It's, well, what was that? And then I work backwards until I can't figure it out. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, maybe it was something from the other side.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I say, I saw him, and I walked behind the post, came out, walked behind the post, came out, walked behind the post, didn't come out. Didn't go backwards, didn't go forwards, didn't go sideways. So I don't know. Just disappeared. I was like, ain't that a bitch? I do believe I just seen a spirit.
Ghost.
But weren't female kids. It was strange. Did you send me any videos tonight?
Everything's just a picture.
Okay. Because
even the astrology paper.
Okay, I got your number one up.
Okay. Former CIA agent shares Area 51 UFO confessions on his deathbed. And we say on here a lot that, at least I do too. I really believe the stories that these people tell, like when it's on their deathbed, like that. Because you can tell they've been holding on to this for so long, wanting to get it out. And it's like, now what's going to happen, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think they got other things to worry about other than going, I'm going to pull one off right before I check you out.
Yeah. So it's like, well, what would they actually get out of, doing this? So I definitely always listen to these. A man claiming to be a former CIA agent made some shocking claims about aliens on his deathbed. And no, do not sell my data. For decades, people have wondered whether there is life out there. Are we alone on this big blue rock tumbling through space? Or are there other species or life forms on other planets? Well, a man claiming to have worked for the CIA once opened up about all the strange things he'd seen. The 77-year-old is said to have worked for the agency between 1957 and 1960, allegedly using a fake name at the time. They already have typos. In 1998, he sat down with journalist Linda Moulton Howe to discuss his career and everything he witnessed during that time. However, following the lengthy interview, Agent Cooper, as he called himself, was allegedly warned by the CIA to stop talking about it. This guy looks familiar, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
15 years later, though, and his health declining, Cooper decided to speak out once again. This time he spoke to UFO researcher Richard Doolin as part of a 2014 documentary, The Anonymous Interview. Still not giving away his identity, Cooper told Doolin he was once taken to Area 51 to analyze items found by the U.S. government, among which was a spaceship that had allegedly crashed and landed in July 1947 in Roswell, New Mexico. I think I saw that because I could swear I remember this guy. It took 13 or 15 miles south to S4 and different garage door openings. It took us 13 or 15 miles south to S4 and different garage door openings. Okay. And in these garage door openings, they had different saucer crafts, he said. The very first one had Roswell craft, and it was kind of crashed up, but apparently every alien that was in it had died except for a couple. The Roswell craft is really strange because it looked like really heavy aluminum foil. We would walk next to it, and the whole thing probably weighed 150 to 300 pounds. He went on, At S4, we viewed the autopsy film, and then the colonel said, "What we've got in here is we're interviewing a gray alien." I don't know who wrote this, but it's horrible.
Mm.
I thought we had no idea we were going to see the real thing. All we saw was the film. What did this gray alien look like? Could you describe them a little bit? It didn't look human as far as the skin tone and basically the shape of it and the size. How was its head size? This is horribly written.
Yeah, it is. Its head was bigger than a human. Let's shorten it up to something that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
This it looks like it was written by an eighth grader, and I had a couple different articles because it was trending.
Yeah.
This is not the correct one that I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it's what the guy says. You believe it or you don't. But like you say, I mean, yeah, I know this happened a while back, and it's making the rounds again now. But and there was a documentary that included part of this in it, and dude's old. He's like, well, I'm gonna die now soon. What are they gonna do to me now? That screw him. So he told what he knew.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he making it up? I don't think so.
Hasn't he already passed? This guy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this originally happened in 2013. Because the documentary came out in 2014.
Because I remember seeing him talk about it. Yeah, here's another one from 5 days ago about him.
But yeah, there's been a few different people that, on their deathbed or whatever that are finally confessing to what they've seen. I mean, everything, like you hear, Terry Lovelace story, you hear like all these different stories, and, anybody that's with the military, who knows what they tell them, but, they say you can't talk about this. This is classified, whatever. I mean, maybe they say, we'll make your family disappear, whatever, if you talk about it. There's something they do to make people not talk about it. But there at the end, when you're going to die, I mean, why wouldn't you talk about it? It's like, screw them. Screw them and their tight-lipped bullshit. Here's what happened. This is what I saw, What are you going to gain from it?
Yeah, here's the unexplained mysteries one, and this is where they're talking about how it's doing the rounds again this week from the 2013 interview.
Yeah. And that's the only one of the articles that I had that you had too. But I got more.
All right, we'll pull one of them up.
This one, nothing to do with Area 51 or poltergeist or paranormal or anything else. But this is just the freaking weird ass world that we live in. Like, what the hell's wrong with people type of thing. A missing Washington high school football player found safe, then arrested on murder charges. Oh, man. So what we have here is a failure to communicate. A missing Massachusetts man whose body was left in a basement. Wait a minute. That's not the right one. Good grief. A 16-year-old Washington State teenager. Are these both from Washington? No, Massachusetts. That's another one I got. A 16-year-old Washington State teenager went from a missing person to a murder suspect last week in just a matter of days. Early last week, Gabriel Michael Davies was reported missing after he vanished while making his way to a football practice. Davies was found late Thursday after his vehicle was discovered abandoned near Millersvania State Park in Olympia. By Friday night, Davies was booked into the juvenile detention center in Tacoma. Davies is suspected of killing a 51-year-old Orting man who was found shot to death on September 1st. According to charging documents, Davies is charged with first-degree murder, second-degree murder, first-degree burglary, and second-degree unlawful possession of a firearm. Justin Yoop, Y-O-O-P, Yoop, 16, is also facing some charges in relation to the killing. Both Davies and Yoop will be charged as adults, according to the prosecuting attorney's office. Police were dispatched to the victim's residence to check on his welfare after he did not show up for work for 4 days. Detectives believe the man, who has not been named, was dead for at least 24 hours. The police have confirmed the victim and Davies knew each other. Davies became the subject of an intense search when he was reported missing early Wednesday. Paper reports that the police found a small amount of blood in Davies' abandoned vehicle as well as a smashed cell phone nearby. It was unclear if Davies and Yoop had entered pleas yet in their charges or had attorneys who could speak on their behalf. But yeah, that's two 16-year-old kids. Shot a dude, killed them. For what? I don't know. $20? Bag of weed? I don't know. You know, when I was 16, I did some pretty horrible shit. You know, I got in all kinds of trouble, but never got in this kind of trouble. You know?
I wouldn't know how to handle that kind of trouble.
Yeah, especially at 16. You know? I mean, I never even thought of, like, you know, I'm going to shoot that guy and kill him. You know? I mean, when I was a kid, it was like, hey, I want to beat that guy's ass. You know?
I would scope off spots where I would think that'd be a great spot for a body. That'd be a great spot, like, for a body. You know, that's as far as I would go.
Yeah.
But, like, to actually think about, you know, I have too much of a conscience. I've never thought about actually, you know, going through something like that. I wouldn't be able to handle myself. Like, I don't even know how you would sleep. Like, that's the most horrendous thing in the world. I really don't know how people, and you see them on these like shows where they'll go in a group and do this stuff. Then they go through Denny's and Burger King and eat.
Yeah.
And then they go home and sleep. And I'm thinking I would be probably admitting myself into a hospital, like going crazy. Like I wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yeah.
Like I know me, I would not be able to handle that.
And like kids today, to compared to when I was a kid, you know, kids today, you know, he had his feelings hurt and he acted out on it. Dude, when I was a kid, I had my feelings hurt all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like I was saying before on another show, you know, I wanted to play, you know, baseball and I sucked at baseball. And the coach said, dude, you suck at this game. You need to find something you're good at. You know, no, you can't be on the team. You know, I loved basketball and the coach was like, dude, you are too short and too fat to ever be good at basketball. Go find some, you know, girls. I was denied all the time, you know, no, want to go out? No, get away from me, weirdo. You know, I had plenty of times had my feelings hurt or was denied or whatever. Never once did I like, you know, want to do what kids do today. The fuck is
You
wrong?
don't keep like a list, you know, that you're going to cross off in 30 years. I'm going to look this girl up and kill her new husband.
Kids today just need their ass beat. That's the thing.
You see them little thugs in Chicago with their, they got their Glocks and everything. Yeah. And they have the button on it, you know, to make them auto. They got to build like 20 freaking round mag, it looks like, on it. And they're just sitting there like waving around, you know, just showing it off, this and that. It's like,
yeah. And kids these days do shit. They do stuff that's illegal, that's a crime, and they film themselves doing it and they put it on social media. It's like, how stupid can you be? You know, I don't know, man. I've said it before. I'll say it again. We're getting dumber as a
Mm-hmm.
society. As a society, we are dumbing down. We're going to be dragging our knuckles in another 50 years.
Dragging down fast.
Yeah, I was saying 50 years. That's like maybe half that.
These kids have no fear of consequence. Like I see on TikTok, all the kids talking about how damn easy it is to like steal. Out here, we literally wait. There's people robbing the store. Okay, the cashier just has to stand there and wait. We have to stand and wait while these people finish stealing. It's like, well, can I just walk out with my shit too? Like,
See, I just that just doesn't even compute in my brain. I'm just like,
it's just
no.
like you're watching it happen and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. Like, I guarantee if I went in there and said, you know what, I don't think I want to pay for this Red Bull in here, Yuppieville, Livermore. I don't want to pay for this triple. I'm just going to walk out of Walgreens with this Red Bull. I guarantee a cop would come and pick my ass up and I would get my picture put in the back of the freaking office and I'd be
Yeah,
blackballed from that store for the next 5 years.
yeah, yeah. I don't get it,
But
man.
there's no consequences. They're not scared. They're saying, oh, it's just too easy to steal, and they're talking about the way they do it. They just are straight saying how they do it. I can't even pick out makeup at Walmart anymore because I have to wait for a damn worker to stand next to me with a lockbox while I pick out foundation colors and lipstick. They're all impatient. I'm like, chill the fuck out. I want to get my makeup. And it's not my fault that even with a fucking monitor on every single aisle here and cameras everywhere, you still have to lock the shit up.
Yeah,
Spend
yeah.
money on security, lose money on nobody wanting to buy shit anymore. It's like, I don't want to go in Walmart anymore.
See, that's another reason I like Florida. 'Cause you were asking me one day, you were like, "Is all your stuff locked up in Walmart there?" And I'm like, "No." Expensive stuff like iPads and phones and stuff. Yeah, they've always
That's how it used to be. Now every goddamn little thing is locked up.
not here. You, yeah, like I mentioned something about I was talking to you and I just got out of Walmart. There were cops everywhere. You were like, "What for?" I'm like, "They're arresting somebody for shoplifting." You were like, "What? They do that there?" Like, hell yeah,
Yeah,
they do that here. We got
our
robbed.
cops just don't want to. We're in a blue state. They don't want to do it because they're going to be told that they screwed up somehow, and did some horrible crime against humanity by arresting people for breaking the damn law.
Yep.
There's no law and order
Yeah, and
consequence.
what are they learning from that? They're learning that we can get away with it. We're going to go do it
Yeah.
again. Ain't a damn thing you're going to do about it. No. See, that's the problem is they let them get away with it, and your state has lost its freaking mind.
And yes, or a lot has to do with the parents, but unfortunately, the schools are raising the children out here now. They're indoctrinating all of our kids. So the government and the schools own your children. You don't own your kids out here anymore. You don't have the right to know what's in their curriculum. Parents do not have the right to know what books they're being asked to read. They say to back off, it's none of their business.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that, the part of Florida that I live in, we have law and order, and you do shit like that, and you have
And you have a
consequences.
good governor.
Yeah, you suffer the consequences. Do stupid shit, you get put in jail.
We have Pelosi's brother-in-law, whatever the hell, Newsom.
That guy's a total butthole. That's saying it very nice. That man done lost his damn mind. Well, anyways. But yeah, I mean, you know, you got people stealing stuff, and you know that leads to these kids, young teenagers, you know, shooting people and killing people, and on the way to the football game, I'm just gonna go over here and kill this old man. He's got a pocket knife that I like.
Or just to do it for initiation. We always have like the initiation stuff, especially out here in like Antioch and stuff. There's a lot of initiation things, but it's
What
at
do you?
an all time.
You've been following that? Yeah, exactly. Or like watching too much GTA. Exactly. You know, I used to think, oh, video games don't have anything to do with it, but I kind of rethink that now because you play games like Grand Theft Auto. I'm guilty. I used to play it all the time, but I never thought when I get done playing, I'm going to really go do this. It just never even thought about it in my mind, you know?
And the music we grew up on, I mean, Cannibal Corpse and some horrible stuff, didn't make me want to go out. I mean, yeah, it gets you all hyped up and you want to go thrash and, you know, elbow some people in the head. But, you know, it's never made me want to kill a goat or, you know, go throwing Molotov cocktails through buildings and
Yeah.
shooting people in the face.
I don't know.
I've always known the difference between reality and, you know, fantasy and make
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah. I
And we
mean, yeah.
play PUBG for the therapy. That might be a little crazy. Like we say, hey, want to, you know, today's been a shitty day. Like, let's cap some fools.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that we're getting some joy off capping real players, you know, but nobody's getting hurt. We get that adrenaline out. It's like a therapy. It's like an adrenaline thing. And, you know, we know to play it in the game, not actually go out and do it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I got a house full of guns. I don't get done playing that game and just like want to go for a joyride and just go shooting people. never, never a thought in my brain has ever come to that, you know. I don't know though. Guess some people it does. Some people are like, yeah, I'm just practicing. I'm practicing for that day.
And that's where the psychology always like intrigues me. That's how I got so, you know, fascinated by different psychologies, like the mind that I just can't understand. And things that people do that it's like just fascinating. That's why I want all these different brain scans. I really wish that they would have scanned the brains of different serial killers and people who commit different kinds of crimes, because if they had all these different scans to like compromise, you know, you could look at certain things and be like, okay, well, you kind of have the hallmark, so that's not saying you're going to end up this way, but
Yeah.
you kind of have like the mappings of,
You
you
better
know,
watch. You're looking like Jeffrey Dahmer brain. Yeah. I don't know.
okay, is it my turn?
Yes, ma'am. It surely is.
Next, so first we had the guy. What was he doing? Was he CNN? He was caught doing something behind a flagpole during a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Kind of half remember that. Well, now
Jerking.
we've got a Colombian judge suspended after appearing on a Zoom call half naked and smoking in bed.
Oh man, why was she only half naked? Yeah,
Don't
do it.
know. See if they tell us. A Colombian judge known for sharing racy photos on her Instagram page has been suspended for 3 months after appearing on a virtual Zoom meeting while half naked and smoking cigarettes in bed. In a
Sure.
33-second clip circulating on social media. Oh, I could have got the clip, I think. The 34-year-old judge can be seen lounging in bed, appearing half awake while taking a drag from a cigarette. At one point in the hearing, so this is just a meeting, okay? At one point in the hearing, a prosecutor tells Pollyanna that her camera is on, and she immediately turns it off as the hearing continues, local media reported. The virtual court hearing centered around debates on whether a man charged in a 2021 car bombing should be granted bail. One of the solicitors on the call reported Pollyanna's allegedly impropriety to Colombia's National Commission on Judicial Ethics. The commission said in a written ruling that Pollyanna's suspension will remain in effect until Feb 2023. It's a duty of this commission to avoid repeating the judge's contempt for the her position, the contempt she showed with her peers in the public prosecutor's office, the prosecution, and the defense, the commission wrote. We find no justification for the judge to present herself in such a deplorable condition when she had the facilities in her own home and all the amenities necessary to prepare for a public hearing appropriately and with the respect of such a hearing deserved. Fox reached out to her for comment. Responding to the incident, Pollyanna told a local radio station she was lying in bed during the hearing because she was suffering from an anxiety attack. She frigidly alleged she'd been threatened with disciplinary proceedings in the past because of her online conduct. You never know when you're going to have an anxiety attack. I always wear my gown, she reported, adding that she had low blood pressure. So, yeah. Anyway, so when you wonder like what people are doing behind these things, not only that, like they've already figured out with these Zoom hearings that witness tampering can happen because they don't verify that two people, if there's like a restraining order, will actually be in the same room. They had caught that there was a guy threatening the witness. The girl was a domestic. He was in the same house as her because one prosecutor kept noticing like her looking over and she's like, wait a second, both you guys go out front and stand under the house address, and so they're like, oh gee, I guess there's like some loopholes we didn't quite think about. But if you wonder, what them judges are doing while they're just sitting there and listening to it.
Yeah.
Anxiety attacks, cigarettes, and still don't know where the half nakedness came from.
Anxiety attacks, cigarettes.
I mean, I at least wear pants. I don't have to wear pants on here, but I do.
Yeah. Sometimes. Except on Wednesdays. Yeah. I don't know. Weird. Life is weird.
And then they go and give like her Instagram, and everything. Like,
oh yeah, I gotta go check it out.
Yep.
Oh man.
It is a dangerous fact. It's very dangerous to smoke in bed, indeed.
It's true. Take responsibility. That's something. Common sense and taking responsibility are two things in this day and age that have gone to the wayside.
And I'm the furthest thing from a feminist you'll ever meet.
Well, we'll change the subject and go since this U.S. Air Force unveils its new nuclear stealth bomber, the B-21.
This is badass.
Kind of looks like a flying saucer, doesn't it?
It really with a tail.
Yeah, you see these strange things up in the sky at night, and you're like, "What is it? It's a damn UFO."
There's gonna be so many sightings.
Yeah. Developed by Northrop Grumman, that's what caught my eye was Northrop Grumman is here in St. Augustine, out by the airport. It's a huge. Actually, Darcy's brother works for him. But this wasn't made there. But the new Raider is capable of carrying both conventional and nuclear payloads. That's just what we need is bombers with nuclear payloads on them. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. Designed to be a long-range strike stealth bomber that will replace the older B-1 and B-2 models, the B-21 is the country's answer to China's recent efforts to build up and modernize its military. The U.S. Air Force will purchase at least 100 of the new bombers at a price of only $700 million each. Damn. The B-21 will join the nuclear triad as visible and flexible nuclear deterrent, supporting national security objectives and assuring our nation's allies and partners, a Northrop Grumman spokesperson said, adding that it will be capable of penetrating the toughest defenses to deliver precision strikes anywhere in the world, and is the future of deterrence. The bomber was unveiled at a ceremony at the manufacturer's facility in California on December 2nd. We last introduced the new bomber over 30 years ago, said Air Force Chief and Staff General C.Q. Brown Jr., who described the unveiling as a historic moment for our Air Force and the nation. As we look to threats posed by our pacing challenge, we must continue to rapidly modernize. The B-21 Raider will provide formidable combat capability across a range of operations in highly contested environments of the near future. So anyways, back to the picture. Yeah, if you see something that looks kind of like a flying saucer, I mean, the wheel, the landing gear, and everything would all be retracted. So you're just going to see this crazy shaped UFO looking thing flying around and think, what the hell? That's a UFO. But no, it could actually just be a B-21. A $700 million B-21. I'd hate to be the pilot that crashed that one. Woo! This is coming out of your paycheck, soldier. But I only make $10 an hour.
Crazy.
Yeah, no one wins in a nuclear war. Exactly. It's like, what's our bombs are bigger than yours. Yeah, but we're all going to die. So,
yeah, we're going to kill the whole entire world. So, yay.
Yay. A winner. No, you're actually a loser.
Dumbasses. Did someone say hi to? Is Jason here?
I do not know. I was reading an article.
I thought I seen someone say hi, Jason.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses. I mean the comments here.
Well, what I got is, what came first, the chicken or the dinosaur? This isn't the article I wanted. This is the one. Scientists have just successfully recreated a dinosaur from chicken DNA. You will not believe, and this is like a YouTube video that I had seen pop up in my suggestions, and then I just found the article to it. You will not believe,
Dino chicken.
Dino chicken.
Or a chicken sore.
I wonder what that chicken dinner would be. Winner chicken dino dinner. You will not believe what we're about to tell you. Scientists have just created the very first dino chicken using chicken DNA. They've proven how evolution works, and we might just see dinosaurs roam the earth again. It's our one chance to live out a real life version of Jurassic Park. So join us. Join us in this video below as we learn news. Okay, we're not watching the video. Oh, I thought that was the whole article. Again, it took it back to the video of the chicken. So basically, yeah, they've combined chicken DNA.
I've seen the movie. I know how it ends. It's not good.
I'm gonna post this article, and then you guys can
too many people wanting to play God. And don't even get me started on Bill Gates.
Mother. This is what happens when I'm like way behind and try to put everything together in 30 minutes. I put the link in the chats, and I'll put it on my page.
So totally jumping ship here for a minute. What do you think, Jamie, and what does everybody else in the chat room think about those? It's all over the news. Every channel, every internet page that you look at has, the 4 people that were killed in where was it, Idaho or whatever.
Oh my gosh. Stabbing?
Yeah.
I'm in following that.
4 people that were stabbed to death. Man, there's some fishiness going on.
Yeah. They've been way quiet, way weird about a lot of the stuff. And I don't know if they're just doing that because, again, it's like a college. Whenever things revolve around military or school or things like that, colleges, like the police departments always act a little different about protecting certain things.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. Now supposedly they're narrowing it down to the doctor's kid or whatever that was in one of the videos at the Grub Hub, and they conveniently went on a vacation to South Africa. It'll be interesting to see if he comes back with his parents.
I thought it was weird, like within 2 weeks, they had already come back saying that it was a K-bar knife, and they already, they didn't have any of the forensics back yet, but they already knew what type of knife had done the stabbings, just from looking at the lacerations and the bone. But normally, it takes a little bit longer to get that kind of information back. So I was surprised they got that back before the actual forensics. And they looked around too. A couple of them walked, and like nobody there has Ring doorbells or cameras. Like there were people out there actually trying to find surveillance and shit. And
yeah, we ought to do a ghost box next week if they haven't figured out anybody by next week. See if we can get some hints from the spirits.
We should.
But yeah, I mean, I know how college kids are. If you're partying and stuff, and you come home and you probably pass out, and you can sleep through the dead or like the dead, which is literally what the other 2 roommates did. It's like everybody's like, how can they have slept through 4 of their roommates being stabbed to death? There had to be some noise going on during all that. But, I've also been that age where you come home from partying and you pass out, literally pass out, and you probably don't wake up for shit.
The next day they're like, didn't you hear all that? Yeah. There was a story I seen where, and these kids just weren't talking, and it's like, you guys were in a small ass house, and a little guy got into a headlock and they were getting knocked around. They choked him out and was stabbing him in this house. Everybody saw it and everything. They never ever were able to, even though it was so obvious what happened, because of loopholes, this and that, and nobody wanting to talk, those kids got away with murder. And the police department, is helping kind of not dig into it so hard. But whenever these like university, like anything to do with college kids and stuff, and it makes me think about like you guys and like your tourism. Like it's not good for tourism.
Oh yeah. I still hadn't found out what happened, you know, 300 yards down the end of my street. Gunshots, cops everywhere, police tape everywhere. I haven't found a word about it. Nothing. It's a tourist town, man. We don't want just like the scene out of Jaws. We need to tell everybody, no, it's Memorial Day weekend, the biggest holiday weekend of the year. We can't have people afraid. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's something fishy about that whole story.
Big time fishy.
It's going to be interesting, like I say, to see if that kid comes back from South Africa a vacation with his parents. I mean, his parents, this dad's a doctor, and if it is where he is found to be involved, I think his parents should be charged too for their involvement with it now. But who knows? I'll just hearsay at the moment. But up in Ontario, Canada, Bigfoot was filmed by some boaters in a remote area. Was it Bigfoot or was it just a man in a suit? You can never tell these days. But this says a recently uploaded video clip shows what appears to be a large ape-like creature walking between some trees near the shoreline. The footage, which was posted up on the YouTube channel of Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization back on December 2nd, was filmed by boaters in Ontario, Canada. No specific details were provided concerning the precise location or the time and date of the sighting. See, that's another thing I don't understand. If I was out in my boat and I legitimately saw Bigfoot and recorded it, I would say, hey, here's freaking Bigfoot. He's on Pine Castle Island. This was at 4:00 on Saturday. I'm in my, I would have that information.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of information is never provided for some reason. Some unknown reason. In the video, a dark brown hominid appears in a nearby clearing, promptly walks from right to left, then vanishes into the trees. The boat from which the vehicle footage was being recorded can then be seen changing directions and heading toward the shoreline as if moving to investigate. As usual, with videos like this, it's rather difficult to discern what the creature is because it's quite far away. Though in this case, it certainly looks like an upright bipedal figure. That said, there's no way to rule out the possibility of the Bigfoot or simply a person wearing a suit. And there is a video on it, but I didn't want to play it because, YouTube and Facebook and everybody else has a stick up their ass most of the time. But there's the link to it. So you can go check it out yourself if you do so want to. And the picture, you can't really see anything in the picture here, but I'll blow it up. And I watched the video, and there is something that walks across the shoreline up here. Here it is right here.
Oh, yeah.
His arm, his head, and his leg. And it even mentions it in the video. It does kind of remind you of, what was the name? The Zapruder, whatever. That Bigfoot footage from way back in the day that is like one of the best ones. It kind of reminds you of that in a way. But it's only a few seconds of him kind of lumbering right across through here and disappears behind the trees. So it could be a Bigfoot. It doesn't look like a bear to me because it's, when bears walk upright, they kind of look like a circus bear walking upright. They're kind of goofy. This thing actually has a stride like a person or a person in a suit or a Bigfoot.
So this guy was like across the lake, like zoomed in on it then too. So like say
Yeah. I
Playing
mean, the
devil's
original.
advocate, if it, oh, here we go. So if it is real, it's not like he was so close, like that he would hear it, you know,
Yeah.
and maybe the scent from the water, you know. He figures
Yeah.
it's across the water. He don't care.
Yep.
I mean, the fact it is taken so far across the water is one plus I give to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows, if it's real or not. I mean, could be staged. They could have just had a dude on the island in a Bigfoot suit. Hey, let's shoot a video and fake everybody out, and it'll go viral, and we'll
We'll
be
go
cool.
viral. We'll get lots of comments on there and lots of coins and lots of gifts sent to us.
Yeah.
Because that's how they make their money now on the old tiki-talkie, getting people to talk.
Tiki-taki.
They'll even let people fight. They'll put some stupid thing up there just to get people to argue. Because
Oh, yeah.
every reaction is like money, and they're
I hate those videos. There's a couple people that do them, and they're like, "You're not going to believe this." And they'll show you like how to do something.
and not the final damn way it turns out.
That, or they just like, okay, we're setting the candles up. Well, this is how we're going to set the candles up. We're going to set the candles up, and then she's going to blow them out. Okay, we're going to set the candles up, and then she's going to come in here, and she's going to go to blow them out. And after we set the candles up, it's like they make a 2-minute video turn into 30 minutes, and by after like 8 minutes goes by, I want to reach through the TV and strangle them.
Yeah.
I
I
hate
just hate
those.
when you do all that and then or they'll start doing some cool craft or something and they're getting all the way almost done and then it's right to the final product and
Yeah.
it's done. You're like, what the hell? So you go back to the page and you're looking okay, maybe a couple days later, bitch, you never put the final product.
Yep. Yep. Oh man.
Thank you much. Yeah, Facebook, bunch of Nazis. Appreciate the offer. Um, Teenagers encounter with a black-eyed child who vanished into the woods. And this is something from the Mirror, so that goes. The young couple claimed a giggling, ghostly girl encircled their tent at Canuck Chase, Staffordshire, before moving in ways humans simply can't move to hide behind trees. Two teenagers have recalled a terrifying encounter with the black-eyed child at a Staffordshire forest. The young couple claimed a ghostly girl encircled their tent while giggling and moving in ways humans simply can't move to hide behind trees. There have been sightings of her around Canuck Chase since the 1980s. While some dismiss the claims, others believe it is the tormented soul of a young girl who was murdered in the area during the 1960s, and some are even convinced it's an alien or demon. Kyle and Ben say they saw the ghoul at Birches Valley during the summer of 2021. The two teenagers, whose names have been changed to protect their identity, oh, so that's not his face, have been have been separated due to the COVID pandemic, so decided to camp illegally together in the middle of the forest. The youngsters, who were 17 at the time, recounted their ordeal to supernatural investigator and author Lee Brickley. Their tale is featured in his new book, Haunted Canuck Chase: True Ghost Stories from the UK's Spookiest Location. It was around midnight when the teens heard something moving outside their tent. Thinking it could be a deer, they remained still and quiet, not wishing to spook it. But when they realized they could hear footsteps, they unzipped the tent to take a peek. Both campers heard the sound of a small child giggling, so they turned on their torches, lighting up the dark woodland to try to find the source. Ben spotted it first, running from tree to tree, hiding itself behind the trunks and occasionally peering out towards the couple before finally stepping out into the clearing in front of them. Kylie said, I was absolutely terrified. I'd read the stories in the news about the black eyed child, but it wasn't until this thing stood right in front of me that I could quite believe them. I knew instantly that we were dealing with the real thing because it moved in ways humans simply can't move. It was like it could teleport from one place to another when it was moving around and hiding behind the trees. Ben added, I was shining my torch right at her, and she just stood there staring at us with her head slightly dipped. That's when the giggling started to get louder and louder. It really sounded like it was coming from all around us, even though I could see she was right in front of us. It was really disorientating for a few seconds. Then she bent down for a moment, as if adjusting her shoes, stood back up, and ran off down a nearby path through a dense section of trees. The frightened pair huddled together in their tent, waiting for the sun to rise. When they came outdoors at 7 a.m., they found piles of stones evenly spaced around the perimeter of their tent and strange stick formations hanging from the trees, which looked like dream catchers. Slightly shaken, they packed up and started the 15-minute walk back to Ben's car. Suddenly, Kylie spotted a small child with black eyes peering back at her from behind an oak tree and screamed. Ben said he shouted, Leave us alone, as the pair ran off towards the vehicle. Author Lee has been looking into the spooky goings on for the last decade. And so he's talking about some other people that saw it. But, like, wait, how did they get the picture? They go to talk more about, like, the other, like, down here, the other two stories that he's talked about. But that picture up there was supposed to go with that story. So I thought he had got that picture. This is what happens when I don't have time to review properly.
Yep. Yeah, black-eyed kids freak me out.
Oh, God.
Not as much as monkeys, though. I'd rather have black-eyed kids than monkeys. Monkeys give me the creeps. Monkey. Okay, since I did one Bigfoot story, might as well do two. Right? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, why not, Rob? Everybody loves a good Bigfoot story. Harry and the Hendersons. Bigfoot tales abound in New York State's Chautauqua County. Chautauqua? I guess that's right. I don't know. Anybody in New York that lives in Sasquatch County here can tell me how to say it right. Chautauqua? I'm going with Chautauqua. Anyways. Here we go. The forests of this unassuming region of the northern United States are said to be home to the elusive Bigfoot. There are few cryptozoological mysteries as enduring and widespread as Bigfoot, a mysterious, hairy hominoid that is believed to roam the wilds and woodlands of rural North America. While conclusive evidence of the creature's existence continues to remain elusive, there are many who are so convinced by their own personal experiences that, to them at least, the question of whether or not Bigfoot is really out there has already been settled. One part of the country that has been in the news recently due to its association with the mystery is New York State's Chautauqua County, a region said to be home to a whole population of these elusive hairy hominids who reside in the area's dense forest. You know, you hear New York, you don't think of dense forest, but yeah, there is parts of New York that is actually really pretty, just not downtown Manhattan. Multiple residents claim to have either seen one firsthand or know someone who has. They're from all kinds of walks of life, said Peter Weimer, who sponsors the Chautauqua Lake Bigfoot Expo. The Chautauqua Lake Bigfoot Expo. That's something that sounds kind of fun to go to. There's 45 eyewitnesses that have reached out to me. There's 100 or more in Chautauqua County that aren't talking to me. While only a body is ever likely to satisfy science, the experiences of witnesses is arguably a phenomenon unto itself. These people must be seeing something out there. As far as what it could be, we may never know for sure. That leads to the question. Jail says Chautauqua. Okay, that makes sense. I had it almost right. Chautauqua. Yeah. Chautauqua County. There, I'm more comfortable saying it now. Yeah. Ulrich says nature spirits along with ancient American shaman ghosts could be old wizards. They can be very strong. Yeah, you know, who knows? Could be aliens. Could be. I still like the whole Bigfoot is that interdimensional creature, you know, because I mean, really, there's still places to, I mean, Bigfoot is the hide and seek master of it all, you know, because they can be there and then they can be gone. It's like hide and seek, and 1 minute I'm here, next minute I'm gone. You never find Bigfoot poop. Do they not poop? Are they like a cat where they poop and they cover it? You know, there's a lot of Bigfoot questions to be answered.
They say that, like, as far as where's the bodies, some say, oh, aliens come and zap up the dead bodies. Well,
Could
maybe the aliens zap up the poop too.
Could be. Because, I mean, if you're going to play hide and seek, you don't want to leave your doo-doo hanging around.
Some nice, fresh Bigfoot scat. That'll give away a location.
Yeah. So, you know, who knows if they are interdimensional? I mean, they could be here. They could be coming here for doing whatever, you know, creep around the woods. Maybe they're collecting a sacred mushroom or something. Who knows what the hell they're doing? And then, you know, they walk through that door and they're gone again. That's why we can't find them.
And
either that or just everybody that sees them is just batshit crazy.
Maybe.
It's a possibility too. But
I think I'm going to skip. I was just reading it while you're reading yours. I'm going to skip the Spain one with the airplane, even though it's like kind of weird still.
Yep.
I think it was like a distraction thing. Like, I don't know. I've got a few ideas, but this we're going to do. A Brit author claims he's got evidence that aliens exist and are living on the moon.
Maybe that's why we can't go back to the moon, because I'm still a staunch.
I still think that someone's living inside the moon.
Opinionist of why it's been 50 years since we supposedly went to the moon. I don't even know if I believe that anymore. I'm one of those crazy conspiracy theory guys.
Put on your tinfoil hat.
Exactly.
A buffoon? What does BOFFIN mean buffoon?
I guess so.
A space buffoon claims he has proof aliens are living on the moon. Brit author Simon Lewis says he's been given eerie photos which he says show UFOs and a strange structure up there. They were taken by astronauts during the Apollo space program, and he is now revealing them for the very first time. One photo taken during the Apollo 16 mission in 1972 appears to show a mile-long cigar-shaped object, thought to be a base hidden inside a crater. The Apollo 15 trip a year earlier captured a possible flying saucer. Another snap shows a shiny UFO in a close encounter with the Apollo 11 lunar lander in 1969 when Neil Armstrong first stepped foot on the moon.
Supposedly.
Allegedly. Author Simon 59 believes NASA is hiding the truth about UFOs and alien life. He said, I've been doing this for 30 years. I've received so much information. I've got around this Wednesday thing. I've got around 800 images, all looking normal, until you start looking closely and you realize some are odd. These photos have never been made public before. His interest in the moon was sparked by a chance meeting with a former NASA employee in 1994 who told him that the US and Russia had a secret base there. The ex-operative, who now lives in England and worked as a doctor, said the US had a secret space program running alongside the public one. And to prove his claims, he handed Simon official documents from the Apollo missions and said he had designs for a secret highly advanced spacecraft, which took astronauts to the moon on secret missions. Simon said, he took me into his study and there were thousands of books in there. He handed me these documents and I was blown away. People can easily say that my source was a made-up character, but he gave me everything he collected when he worked at NASA. In fact, he told me about life on Mars and bases, but never mentioned aliens, though. What always makes me laugh is a lot of people will think it's all rubbish, but that doesn't bother me. I know the truth, and I feel honored it was shared with me at that moment in time. It all made sense. The doctor told me the astronauts didn't go to the moon just to collect soil samples. He said they went to look at artifacts and structures. Simon, a director of landscape gardening business, has since written 2 books about his astonishing findings. And over time, who knows what stuff people really get or information people really have, or what someone had sitting in like a hope chest or old boxes and got passed down. People looking through like great grandpa's stuff after he's gone. It's like, wow, what's this and what's that? I mean, and you never know what's gonna come up. And that was all before, like the age of the internet. Then we got the internet and people start sharing stuff. Some people don't want to share stuff. But I believe there's a lot of things out there that people have that for whatever reason aren't being shared.
Yeah.
Or being blocked from being shared.
Yeah. Yeah, there's talk of an underground base on the moon. There's talk of we had to sign a lease with the aliens, traded some of our resources to them. Who knows? Resources. What does that mean? Dirt,
Uh,
minerals,
Well, minerals, I
people.
actually believe that a lot of, especially when like that piece of broken craft came down a few years ago that they were hiding in areas like Vegas and in these vaults. Remember that little piece of metal that they
Yeah,
had that one unidentified piece in it? And I was thinking about how a lot of crop circles, a lot of things happen over open fields. And I thought, what if that's what they're doing is mining minerals from us, because they were able to take out a lot of those minerals to be like the heat coating, the heat protecting coating, for the outside of the crafts, this and that.
yeah,
And maybe they are mining our minerals and things because they need it for their crafts. And then the one that's unidentified could be something that's from space that we haven't, you know, been
yeah.
able to analyze yet.
I often play into that theory too, where they come here, to I don't know, the stories like where they can't reproduce, so they have to come here, and steal eggs from, the female species of human, you know. So then, do the humans become like surrogate mothers for alien babies, or do they put the eggs in their own female alien?
I think that's where the scary stories come out when they talk about the women abductees having oh God, the scrapings when they talk about like their walls being scraped out and like being pregnant and then all of a sudden not being pregnant anymore, like them putting them into like the human hosts and then like scraping them back out.
Hmm.
I mean, I've heard a lot of brutal things like that,
Yeah.
and that sounds traumatizing.
Yeah. There's so many questions with not answers. It could drive a person crazy.
I don't even know. Like when we talk about like, oh, well, one day, we're going to get all the answers to like, life after death or the next dimension, this and that. I don't know if we're ever going to actually learn about like aliens though. Like I
Yeah.
believe we're going to get other answers, but are we going to find out all the secrets to the universe, like about aliens, this and that? Do spirits and aliens see each other? That's one of the first things I think you used to do too when we started doing these boxes and apps and mixing them up. Like,
Yeah.
do you guys see you aliens? Do aliens see you guys? Like, are you guys one and the same?
Yeah.
Which I am more like after having so many of these guests and people hearing so many stories. And then like Skinwalker Ranch, I do, and then having like my experiences and my sister's that she doesn't like to talk about, but she's got alien stuff and the owl, like she's part of it. She just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Um, and like the shadow people type thing, like the watchers, all that, and then having like a guardian angel or something. But I do feel like a lot of people who have had these like experiences since children and seen these shadows and still see shadows, I think could be like aliens. My mom brought that up. Like an alien could just shoot right in, sit right next to you, and be gone, and you wouldn't even know it. I'm like, well, yeah, like on Skinwalker Ranch, that's what those things were doing, like darting from one thing to another. It's like phew, phew, phew. Those could be aliens, and you're thinking they're shadow people.
Yeah. Speaking of owls,
I
this
love
show,
that one.
this one and the last one had the owl in it.
I know. I love that.
Kind of weird. But yeah, owls are definitely something strange.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
And praying mantises and even like the smallest little creepy nudibranch in the ocean, like all those things, could be little
Yeah.
alien crab,
I
weird little things.
I don't often think about it like this, but today I was sitting here, I was doing something, and I was thinking, something reminded me of my mom, and so I'm thinking, everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people believe, when you die, whatever, you go to heaven, or there's different variations depending on what you believe. But even with your pets, people always talk about, oh, my dog will be waiting, or my cat will be waiting for me, when I pass away. And that all, something reminded me of my mom today. And I was like, wonder if when my mom passed away, she, met my dad, her mom and dad, the whole family there. That's what you want to think. But then then the dark side of me came in, and it was like, what if that's all just bullshit? What about, what about if when you die, you just die? Or do you move on to a different energy? Do you recognize your parents, or your husband, or your wife, or, your best friends, or whatever? Do you recognize, do you meet them, or do you just turn into something else? If you just turned into something else, you wouldn't
But
get the answers.
but it's like a telepathic, and it's still like a knowing. Like, when your eyes can be closed and you'd feel someone walk up to you, and you could usually tell like it was your dad, or whose
Yeah,
energy it is without knowing, and you feel it.
yeah,
I feel like, we're going to be in a dimension, and that those people are there when we pass. And then afterwards, I don't know if everybody's always hanging out, but however you do, like in my head, I've always pictured members of a family like with their arms like intertwined like this. And every time like a family member passes, I picture in my mind like, a Red Rover. They like undo a link in the arm and then like let the person come over.
yeah,
And it's like to like probably bring the person in, and how people always see, someone up there. And like when the last cat just passed away, he has been depressed this entire time. He had Todd, and he loved Todd. Todd would always give him baths, and Joey loved the hell out of this cat. And once Todd passed away, Joey was never the same. He hated every cat, wanted nothing to do with anybody, just depressed, until the end.
yeah,
But it was like when we're laying with him as he was getting ready to pass, he looked one way. And how animals look different when, people and everything, like expressions. Well, all of a sudden, the way his ears were up in his eyes, because we're like, well, maybe Todd's going to be there for him or whatever. But like the look on this cat's face after he passed, it was stuck. Like he was so happy, and just seeing someone like, it's just really hard to explain. It's like I bet Todd was there for him. And it could
yeah,
just be a thing of comfort, but it's just something I always see in my head, and I kind of believe it. And
yeah,
I believe we'll all somehow know each other, and that's why we all cross paths, because we're destined down the line to be part of each other's next stage.
yeah. Yeah, it was weird today. I don't even know why it like popped into my head, but I think the same thing. But there was just a part of me that all of a sudden was like, what if it's all just bullshit? What if we just fucking die and fall into a heap and we're done? That would be a bummer. But I don't know why. I just been thinking weird stuff like that lately. But I've had things happen to me that, you know, would prove not to anybody but to myself that there's something, after we pass. Just like the story about, my grandfather and my grandmother. I mean, that happened right in front of my eyes, and I heard what my grandmother said, and it, what my grandfather dies, and my grandmother's just gonna go, I'm gonna fuck with everybody. Watch this, makes up some crazy story. No, I legitimately, she knew that my grandfather had passed away, and she said he came there and talked to her, you know, and she was good. She wasn't upset. She was like, nope, he explained to me. He looked good. He explained to me he'd be waiting for me. Wasn't rushing me, so I'm like, damn, there's got to be something going on.
Yeah, because to think that, like, when I was in school, like, probably hmm, around 11 or so, like, when I was really confused about, and 12, like, life and all that, before I started finding my, like, spirituality, and I hated religion, um, I was like, bullshit. This just all this shit about going to heaven and all that is just to give you a false sense of security, so you're not scared to die. Like, you die, the lights go out, worm food. And
Yeah,
I believed that for the longest time. And my mom, would say, I feel sorry for you for thinking that. I said, I feel sorry for you that you're brainwashed into thinking there's some man playing a harp up on a cloud somewhere, but until, like, I started, developing my practice and realizing, like, the nature side of things and my spirituality, and doing the ghost box stuff, and actually hearing a lot of the responses, and a lot of that, because I used to always say I'm 99% sure, I'm 99% sure. I could never say 100%. And then there was just some stuff, and some stuff with Steve's video that I was just like, all right, I 100% believe, our
yeah,
consciousness doesn't die. I can't fight it. I've seen this shit. I know there's something, like, I can't keep it at the 1%, maybe not.
yeah,
That's something I can definitely say I do believe. Um, Things like Bigfoot, you know, I don't know, but I can't say I it's not Loch Ness monster. I can't say no. Like, who
yeah,
knows? Like, more likely than not, I think it's, you know, like a tail over time, but I can't say
yeah,
that it doesn't exist because I don't know that.
yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I'm sitting there yesterday thinking that, it's like, this could all just be bullshit. The things I've seen, maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me. Maybe I'm crazy and I don't know it. you know,
Yeah, because
always
do
like,
crazy people know they're crazy? That's
I
what I
don't
always
know.
ask you. Like, how do you know when you're going crazy?
Yeah. And then, then I go just not even thinking about it. I'm sitting there last night waiting for Darcy to come out. And, everything that I just saw told me I just saw a ghost. And it's like, do things like that happen to kind of say, hey, dumbass, you see us? Now you don't.
The
We're real.
messages you get. It's like getting the messages when you don't believe something, and then all of a sudden the TV will say it, or you're like,
Yeah.
blah, 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 and then it just comes up. You're like, all right, I
Yep.
know what that was for.
Yeah. And just like last night, I saw that, and maybe that was just their way of saying, hey, pull your head out of your
Don't
ass.
lose your faith. Don't
Don't
lose
lose your,
faith.
yeah. Who knows? I mean, what I saw was another time, like, I saw, like, if I don't know if anybody's seen this, it wasn't a ghost that I saw. It was my stepdad, but he had already died like a year before. But I saw him. I was over. Well, it wouldn't make sense to anybody if I told you where I was at, but I was across town. I was at a seafood market, and I came out, and there was one of those um, the self-serve car wash thing. Not like the big one that you drive. Your car gets pulled through, but it like the bays that you can pull in and spray your car off and stuff. I don't know if that's a normal thing where everybody else lives, but here
Yeah,
it
we got
is.
those.
Yeah. Okay.
Great for
So
after mudding.
Yeah, exactly. Here it's we're coming off the beach, you know. But I'm coming out of the seafood market. I'm getting in my car. I look up, and across from where I'm at, I see my stepdad standing there, like no question about who it is. You
This
know,
isn't a dream. You're really
no, this
going
is
down.
real. Yeah, this is
Okay.
real. Yeah, it's real. And I'm like, it kind of startled me. I was kind of like, holy shit, it like, because it wasn't it wasn't somebody that just looked like him. It was him. You know, same kind of khaki jacket that he used to wear and khaki pants. And I saw him, and he was just standing there, kind of looking at me. And he turned around, went to walk away, and I'm like, oh hell no! And I jumped in the car, and I'm like, kept my eyes on it, and I drove around the corner of the car wash. There was nobody there, nowhere to go, unless he like ran into the woods. But there's nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, and I was only, hop, skip, and a jump away from him, close enough to see his face. And just like my friend that I saw when I came home that day in my backyard looking through the window, wasn't a ghost. It was a person standing there. Only problem was that person had died several hours earlier. So it's like, and I know I saw him. At least I'm 99% sure that I did. There's that 1% that makes me think I'm laying in bed in a insane asylum somewhere, strapped in a bed, and I'm just dreaming all this. I don't know. Are you real, Jamie?
Oh, I don't know.
Can I pinch you?
I have to ask myself that all the time.
Yeah.
If it's a simulation or not. I think we're in some fucked up simulation.
We could be. Yeah, I've seen recently pictures. Like there was one video that I saw. I meant to play it on here. It was the bird, or maybe Jason played it, or maybe one of us did. I don't know. Maybe I am crazy. It was the bird that was just like stuck in just motionless in the air, just sitting there. Have you seen that?
I think so.
Yeah, there's been that one. There's been several others that are just weird. Like one video clip from a CCTV video camera where there's nobody there, and this guy just like appears, like just like out of one dimension into ours. He just comes out of nowhere, and it makes no sense other than could it be a camera glitch or could it be a glitch in the matrix? you
Yeah,
know
like if it's not even a simulation, it could just be messed up situations. Like, did we get, all of our DNA, like, the animals came in twosies by twosies, maybe not two elephants on a ship, maybe not too much, but 2 vials of DNA. You can get lots of DNA. Well, maybe they scattered all this DNA and all over the place. So different people would come up and it was like an experiment for some reason that we obviously have failed. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I have 110 different scenarios in my head about the way that could go. Oh, and real fast, we do have that quick little astrology real
Oh
fast.
yeah, yeah.
I only put a quickie one together since I haven't in a while, and
Glad you
I haven't
reminded.
really had time to um look too much of this up myself. I've been really behind on like everything. So basically, this is the week of December 7th through the 13th. Um, Tonight we have our full moon.
Which was awesome looking, by the way.
7:30. So a few hours ago, it would have been 100% full. Um, Full Gemini moon, heated energy around this full moon. It's okay to express yourself. Find balance between your human versus spiritual side. The eighth, Venus crosses galactic center, more heart awakening energy on offer. December 12 is the 12/12 portal, a day of spiritual graduation. So, yes, that's all the excitement this week has for us.
Yeah, the moon was pretty awesome looking tonight when it
Yes,
came
Yule
out.
tide is coming. The moon is beautiful.
Oh man, I had the video. Damn it.
I got a couple pictures I just sent you of it.
I don't know. This isn't the one that I saw, but this is another one on. Damn it, where'd he go? Another one that's on TikTok. I have no idea. Let's see what it says.
Okay.
Okay, let's try this again.
This video is multiple minutes long, and there are people literally coming around trying to figure out how to get this bird down. Like, trying to, I don't know, maybe toss something at it, but they're really puzzled on the whole situation. Next is a bird that had to be hit with a broom to be knocked out of its matrix frozen state. Like, what sort of physics is
The
going
fuck?
Yeah, look at that.
This one's flapping its wings. I understand they get stuck in heavy winds, but its literally body is barely moving, if any at all. This next one gets passed by another bird while it literally stays in the exact same spot. What do you think is actually going on here? This is mind blowing.
How do we know that one last one though wasn't like an edited video though?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, there
Because he had a
again.
few different ones. But
Yeah,
that one where they actually had a knock get you could see all the people like looking up, they were looking at
yeah,
something.
yeah. That was the one that I saw. The first one I saw because I'm like, you know, it shows it in the air, you know, and it's you're thinking, well, it's obviously bullshit. But then, you know, the guy comes down and he's like, look at all these people, you know, and there's people like out on the street. Everybody's like, what the hell? They're all looking at it, you know. So I mean, either it's a grand, you know, fake out, or you know, they've got everybody in on the whole street in on it, or it's like they're
Or there was
legitimately
another
looking at something.
phenomenon happening, like a crazy blimp or some sort of UFO or plane crash or something. Everybody's outside, like looking up anyway. So they're like, "Oh, well, let's use this footage of as
Yeah,
the base to."
that's true.
But I have seen another video. Like that's not the ones that I've seen, or the one that I'm trying to remember. The one I saw, it was like stuck like that too, but it was a different kind of video.
You can find this other one.
Yeah.
No, I can't find this other video that I had. It shows a girl walking up a wall. That's something you don't see every day.
No, it's not. There's been a lot of people like walking up buildings lately. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, this was it was
Like just
actually
climbing buildings.
yeah. That's what actually this girl was doing, was walking up the side of a building, and she grabs like another girl on the way up. I don't know where I put it though. Damn it.
Pulls her out a window like King Kong, climbs her up.
Yeah, really. Fay Ray up there.
Ew, I just thought of that Saturday Night Live sketch. If we could just move it out the window.
Yep. Yeah.
Definitely alert.
I'm suspicious about any clip. Fast,
I'm
slow,
suspicious about everything.
everything
I
exactly.
question my own.
Are you really real?
I have to ask Rob all the time.
Yep.
Am I losing my mind? If I was losing my mind, would I know I'm losing my mind? Do you think I'm losing my mind? Would you tell me if you thought I was losing my mind?
I'm not crazy. You're the one that's crazy. Yeah.
All I wanted was a Pepsi. Just a Pepsi. What the fuck give it to me? Just a Pepsi.
Yep. I tell you, I have a friend here that has a suicidal tendencies like tribute band.
No.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's having a show January
ST.
7th. His
I love
birthday.
the hell out of them.
Yeah, he's asked
My
me to play
fear-
bass a few times.
You should. That's fun.
Yeah.
They got a good bass.
Yeah, what's his name? Plays for Metallica now. Rob, what's his name? I can't remember. Didn't he used to play bass in Suicidal Tendencies? I know he was in.
I think.
What's his name? Rob Trillo. I don't know how to say his last name.
Trillo.
Yeah, his kid, man. His kid is a freaking awesome bass player.
I see Metallica's on a world tour. I haven't listened to the new song though.
Yeah, they're always weird about their new music. You know, it's like not on very many platforms.
Yeah, I seen like it come out. Well, I seen it on when I was scrolling down Google. They're like, "Oh, the Metallica, la la la," and so I saved it on my YouTube, but I just didn't bother to listen to it.
Yeah, gotta say, I did when they did that whole Snake Pit tour. I went and saw them, and man,
How
they put
long
on.
ago was that?
Oh, geez. Darcy and me went and saw him, and it was, God, it's got to be like 2005, maybe. I don't know. It was a long time ago. 15, 16, 18 years ago. 10
So
years ago. I don't know. I lose track of time. Maybe because I'm crazy. But yeah, it was a hell of a good show.
the suicidal bassists was Rod Diaz, Tim Williams, Josh Paul, Mike Dunningham. Then going way back, Andrew Evans and Michael Morgan. Oh, wait. Here's a Trujillo I see. Robert Trujillo, who was the bassist for Suicidal Tendencies from 89 to 95.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I
That
thought
was that was missing from their little chunk right there.
yeah.
Let's see, Metallica. 2022.
Another bass player. I still don't know how he plays. So his bass is like down
Same
past
bass player.
Yeah, it was just saw a thing a couple of weeks ago where John 5 had bailed on Rob Zombie to go. He's the new guitar player. He's taken over Mick Mars' guitar in what the hell is the name of that band? Nikki Sixx, Mick Mars, The Dirt.
Velvet Revolver.
No.
6 a.m.
No. It's the whole band that I can't think of the name of them. Who's going to help me out? Mick Mars, Nikki Sixx, Tommy on drums,
Motley
Skid
Crue.
Row, Motley Crue. There you go. Thank you.
Oh, like that's the obvious one. That's the first one.
Yeah. I was having a brain fart, man. But yeah. They retired and all that, but I guess now they're going to tour again.
Nice.
It's like Kiss, they retired. Darcy and me went and saw their final farewell reunion, like in, I don't know, 1996 or 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're still playing.
That's like when the Santa Cruz, the beach boardwalk out here gets like the free bands for free music on the beach, like in the summertime. And then you get like Flock of Seagulls or like old bands. There'll be like Motley Crue type things and stuff like that for free.
Yeah.
But it's good times to go out there, sit on the water, and you have like the whole carnival, the whole smells and the rides, all the food, all the screams, all the energy over there. Then you have the big stage in the sand and the ocean over here, and it's fun just to bring your own food and get a good spot and just sit by the water,
Yeah.
listen to the free tunes.
There you go. Iggy Pop, yeah, no doubt. He's like the grandfather of punk rock, or one of them. There's all kinds of old bands that are really good. But Iggy, man, he's still got it going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of going on, it's 2:01 a.m. here for me. And I've drank 3/4 of a quart of Gatorade and another drink, and I'm about to pee in my pants. So that's probably more information than y'all needed to know. But hey, it's the truth, right? So I think we're going to head out like a baby. Well, some of them don't head out. Some of them come out backwards.
That is funny. I never heard that one before.
All right. Enough of that shenanigans. We're out of here. Hope y'all have a great rest of the week. Are we doing Paranormal Soup this week coming up? I think so. I know Jason was saying he's going to take like a 2-week break, but I think it starts after this week, maybe. So we'll probably see you on Paranormal Soup Sunday night. And other than that, y'all have a great rest of the week. And try to stay out of trouble, y'all. All right?
Don't end up on one of these crazy articles that we're going to find, because we will find it.
Yep. All right. Good night. Love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us, and have a good one. Bye-bye.